Alright guys, we're going to talk about the Lyrical Middle School Etude for GMEA Allstate 2018. The first thing you need to notice is the key signature. We got two flats, B flat and E flat, so we're in the key of B flat. The second thing I notice is that I need to start at a pretty soft dynamic, so I've got plenty of room to grow into this crescendo over here in like measure 4, because we're going all the way up to forte pretty early. You just want to make sure that's even. I notice that there's a lot of dotted rhythms and a lot of eighth notes and a few 16th notes sprinkled in here, so we want to make sure that we're subdividing at least the eighth note all the time. One big thing that pops a big red flag out to me is the F flat down here in measure 7. That's going to be something that somebody this age probably has not seen a lot of. Just make sure after you're coming, after the decrescendo in measure 7, at the end of measure 7, the beginning of measure 8, just make sure that you stay down even when we're kind of going back up in range there to measure 9. Now the big thing after the double bar in measure 9 is that measure 9 and measure 10, those two licks look a lot the same. They kind of start the same, but they're different in the fact that the one in measure 10 has a few more notes, there's a little more black in it, and it goes to a different note. It ends on a different note, but it's still ending at the same place. They're both ending on one of the next measure. So we just want to make sure that we don't try to play those the same just out of habit. Now from measure 10 to measure 13 should just be played as a gradual crescendo. I think that's the most even and musical way to play that. In measure 13, we have our second accidental of the piece, an F sharp, that's being the leading tone to that G. After that, just make sure that the 32nd notes, 3 measures before the end, are in time. A lot of people are going to want to rush them. And make sure that we're holding out all of the dotted quarter notes really the full amount of time, because sometimes, especially for me, they felt like I was dragging them out a little too much. But other than that, just make sure that you decrescendo and end the piece even softer than you started it. And I think you will be set up for success.